Hi everyone, my name is Jeff Starr. I'm a Sitar student and a filmmaker, and this is my channel on YouTube where I post my not bad films. Tonight's video is really just about answering a question that someone sent me, another Sitar student who is new, about his notes not sounding in tune. If you play the sitar, or you're thinking about learning to play the sitar, one of the big things is just tuning and playing in tune. The construction of an instrument like this is hasn't changed much over the centuries, and a lot of these tuning pegs are just wood inside of holes here, a little chalk to give it some additional tension to grip, but the tuning can be difficult, especially as this instrument is very sensitive to changes in humidity and temperature and so forth. So the question that came to me was in regards to a string not being in tune along the fretboard. So I wanted to sort of talk about one of the sort of brief answers I gave and area to look for. If I play this first main string, which is Ma, the main playing string, for my sitar setup, this is tuned to the note G in Western music. If I then was to play that, the tonic of that, or sort of the key that my sitar is tuned to, in Western music that's a D. Now the problem that this new student was having was his Ma would be in tune, but when he would go to play his Sa, or the tonic, the root note, he was sharp. As opposed to... And I'm exaggerating here, but there's a couple things. One, you can see that just by how hard I'm pressing on the string or pulling on it inadvertently, that would be causing the instrument to go out of tune. The other thing about the sitar is that, of course, it is designed to play various different ragas, and those ragas have different flavors and feels. So the frets on the sitar are movable. So how do you move? And that can, of course, contribute to your sitar sounding out of tune. So I wanted to show how to move frets for this other student. I'm going to zoom in now so you can get a peek. Okay, so we can see the different frets on the instrument here. And if I wanted to, so here's my Sa. If I want to adjust this, you can move these frets. They slide. Well, I'm going to demonstrate that on the Re, as this is a commonly moved fret. So you want to grab the fret where it's been tied, and you'll want to move those together at the same time, and you'll have to scoot the string on the other side as well. Sort of, the more you can do it all together, the better. Okay. So there's still my tonic, but now my next note, Re, has changed. What happen is that this fret here for your main note, Sa, this fret itself can get scooted. And now it's also sharp. I can scoot it back a little bit. Scoot it back a little bit. I can be back in tune. So at this point, if I wanted to make sure that my main note here, D, was in tune, of course, first start with the string empty or just open, not fretted. I'm using a little digital tuner here on my iPhone. I can see that that G is coming in nice and in tune. I can then fret this. I can look and say, oh, okay, I'm a little sharp, I'm a little flat. Small little adjustments here will help to correct for that. So now my D is spot on. My G is spot on. And now this will change, of course, if I over pull, push too hard, And this is where sort of you have to learn your own feeling. Do you tend to play a little bit with a little bit more pull, and then you adjust your fret accordingly. And you can do this, of course, all the way up and down the neck to make sure that all of your notes are in tune. One final little pro tip, or at least sort of a musical tip about tuning, for me, is you have all these sympathetic strings, right, that you can tune. Now, for this video, I haven't gone through and tuned them all. It can be a little time consuming. But also, my son was very curious at looking at the sitar earlier in the week, so I took it out, and he's very little, and he had a lot of fun giving all these little tiny tweaks, so they're all out of tune. Right? Horribly out of tune. Because the sitar is such a resonant instrument, when you play this note, you're looking for the sitar to bloom and come to life. Hopefully you can hear that. Because my sympathetic strings are out of tune, they're sharp in some instances, for this note in particular, I naturally am pulling this note sharp to cause those sympathetic strings to react and come to life. That's one of those questions where you need to make sure that not only are you in tune as an empty string and in tune at the fretted position, but you need to make sure that your sympathetic strings are in tune, because otherwise when you're playing you will start to pull your notes sharp in an attempt to make the sitar come to life. So this is just some of the few things that I've learned in my 5 years of taking lessons. I'm by no means an expert. These are just some little opinions I have about the instrument and things that hopefully are helpful to other students who are also starting out. The best way to learn this instrument is to find a teacher, find a guru, and someone who you can learn from. This is really serious music. It takes a lot. Like, I thought I knew something about this music when I started, and I quickly learned that I know nothing. So the number one tip that I can give is to find a teacher, a reputable teacher who can teach you about Hindustani classical music and the sitar specifically. If you cannot find a teacher in your area, go online. There are a lot of teachers who will teach you online via Skype or WhatsApp or FaceTime. This is something that you can still learn a lot this way, and we live in the future now of the internet. There are sort of no excuses anymore other than making sure that you can find the time and effort to put in. Alright, so that is it for tonight's video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and if you like this and you want to help support me make more videos like this, please click the link to visit me at Patreon, and you can support me there as well. And a huge thank you to everyone who is already over on Patreon and has already done so. Have a great night. Happy practicing. All right. Bye-bye.